Can y'all hear me
It
okay?
ain't Are we live? Hello, hello,
Yep.
hello, everyone. We are live. It's your girl, Auntie, Dr. Joy PhD, and Callie. We are here to talk about what is this? Love and Marriage Huntsville. I
Hmm.
don't know
Sound
what it was
unsure.
called. The Town Hall Disaster or something like that.
It was called Town Hall Downfall.
Town Hall Downfall. All right. So that's a good title.
Hmm.
So everything we say is allegedly our opinion. Do not get
It's
offended.
allegedly our opinion. You hear that, Joy?
And entertainment purposes only. Is
What
there
you say?
echo?
No, I was just joking
I
with
thought I heard something.
Monty
Anyway,
said, okay, so I don't
there
think y'all
were
can hear me well.
people. While we do that, do y'all want to rate the episode?
Sure. I'm rating it. I thought it was a pretty good episode. It garnered conversation in my house. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Um,
Oh, okay.
what that means you and your husband were talking about it.
Yes. I will give it a I don't know. I'll give it a 7 too, actually. How do I Yeah.
All right. I
What you
think I'll give it about a 7 as well. 7. It was some good parts. And I'm going to say this. Martell of our Holt was a no call, no show for 2 episodes, but he
Mm-hmm.
got activated at the end. So maybe he just needed a rest, like, some vacation time so he can become activated because they about to make his little head explode, honey. Um,
Melon, I said my one thing my husband did say at the end was, "Boy, he know he be taking up for Melody. He like any chance that he go have." And I said, "She don't do that to him, no."
Well,
Like
but you did you tell him
she,
that that's not exactly true?
I can't think of one situation since they've been separated that she was taking up for him. Not one.
No, can you think of one situation since they've been separated that he has not taken up for her?
Oh no, no.
okay.
Okay,
I mean,
Joy,
well, let me say it
Joy,
this. Let me
Mohammed,
say this.
no, no, no,
When
no.
I'm not talking about when they mad at each other, of course he's done some things
What?
against her, and
I
I'm
don't
not.
care how
I'm
mad or happy
talking
you
about.
are, Joy.
I think you're missing a point, or
I'm
I'm
not.
not being clear. I mean, when other people are ragging on her, he takes up for her when it's a
Oh
situation.
my
Now
God,
he can rag on
Mm.
her all day long. I'm talking about when
Joy,
he's sitting up here saying she deserves to be paid. She should,
Joy.
what I mean? That's what I'm talking. That's all I'm talking about. Is that when there is an opportunity and they're not beefing, Martell does tend to have her back. I'm not talking about when they're beefing. Of course he don't.
Neither am I. Neither am I. I'm
I'm
talking about
talking.
in general when
I'm
they're
talking.
not beefing.
He. Okay. I ain't
He-
trying to
he-
argue over there. Let's move on.
we can't move on until I
He
finish
was
my
so
comment on it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll let you.
When they're not beefing, he never defends her when Coleslaw was online talking trash. Never. And she's called him out on that several times, as have other people.
Well, I feel like he's so activated because they also downplayed him. They downplayed them as a unit. When they were together. Marsau literally was saying that the Holts have never done anything for them, that they were nothing, basically. And he's like, Melanie and I helped you. Like, that's what got him activated. It wasn't just because it was against Mel,
That's true.
it was against both.
Hmm.
I feel
I
most
didn't understand.
activated. He will take up. He
I
will
don't.
take up for her.
He does.
When, am I'm like out me
I don't know if it's
or
my internet
Kelly.
or somebody else's, but it sounded like a robot.
Yeah.
On me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not.
Because you're not
Okay.
talking.
Because what?
Because you
Because
weren't
you're not
talking.
talking. Yes, you're not
Oh, so I
talking.
sound like a robot? Well, let me get out and I'll come back in.
Okay.
What was she saying, Joy? Do you?
Um How did the see? How did the? Okay, I thought we was gonna do some stuff before we jumped in.
Was it before or after?
I guess we could do it after.
Okay.
I think we should do it before though.
Okay.
Okay, but anyway, I thought we. I don't know. Anyway, how did this episode begin?
Well, it started out with Marsau and Melody. They were finishing their
Oh,
conversation.
okay.
Which I thought it was pretty interesting because I mean Marsau does he does kind of talk down. He doesn't really respect a female person in business for some reason. However, I tend to think, and I hate that maybe I'm just being naive. I really think he jokes a lot. And even when he does sometimes respect the situation, he never admitted because he's such a jokester. What do you think?
I think that he does play too much. He's that cat that play too much, and he talks as if he does not really care about. I mentioned this a little bit a couple of weeks ago. I called him a poor elitist.
Yes, you did.
He places value on the type of businesses that you run, because there are businesses that are in the hood, but they're under the mom and pop category. So hold on for a second.
Am I breaking up?
No.
All right. I didn't hear the question, so can you repeat it while she's on hold? Because I left.
She was just asking how it started off, but before that, she was asking if we were going to do the other topics before we got into the show.
Yes, we can if y'all want to.
Yeah, let's. I think that's what she wanted to do. That's fine. When she gets back.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right. So do y'all want to do our? So we're gonna start doing a segment called, since Kenya Summer More is the moment, we're gonna have our chat stick moment of the week.
Yeah.
So are we going to do what I think, which is the Mia Gordon situation, or are we doing something else?
So, okay, let me say this, y'all. Okay, so we sometimes just come on here and just jump on it, jump into the episode. We're just trying to come up with something a little bit more organized where we kind of allow people to jump in, because if you're 10, 15 minutes in, then a lot of times, you may have missed the first part. So we're trying to fill it with something fun. So we're going to start with, like what she said, using, they think Kenya Moore is the moment, not me.
Kenya Moore said she was the moment.
And actually, so this does sound a little confusing. I promise it'll get better next week, but because there were
it'll get better because it's gonna go smoother.
Two topics. One was going to be the moment, and the other one was going to be the most chatted about person of the week. So the moment that someone knew they had
it's the same thing.
No,
that's the same thing to me, Callie.
Thing of the week, huh?
Don't you not think that's the same thing? It's going to either be a person or it's going to be a topic, but it should just be one moment. We can't have more than one moment. A moment is a moment. Una momento. Una momento.
And so here's the difference. Don't y'all love our disorganization? Here is the difference, you guys. So, G, what's the girls? Melody and G. They are going through their divorce, separation, open, whatever the heck it is.
Mia
and G. Mia and Gordon. All right, going through all that, whatever it is. So that's been on there, and folks are chatting like crazy about it.
They are.
Period. I mean, we posted that about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours ago. It has now become the most viewed video we've ever had in this quick of a time. It has over 110,000 views already. It has over 4,000 comments already. Yeah. A lot of people on there. But before I go on, so that's what I meant by the most chatted person of the week or the day. The other one would be like, the moment when Martell Holt knew he effed up, when we all heard Coleslaw online talking about that RP. So those are two different things, and those are two different examples for me.
We're going to have two moments?
No, they're not two moments. Okay, go on. Let's not confuse the audience.
I think we should just do one, but okay, if y'all want to do two. So let's talk about the Gordon-Mia situation, because I said Mia really went MIA, which is missing in action, if y'all don't know. Her name is really MIA.
Oh my God.
They were, and I want to tie it into Huntsville, because you remember the first or second episode, they talked about, was it respectful cheating or responsible cheating, or however it
Mhm.
was.
That's a no
So Gordon,
respectable
in a
cheating.
sense, said that he knew Mia was out in these streets, but as
Yeah.
long as she didn't bring it home, she was respectfully cheating.
Mhm.
In my opinion, that's what he was saying.
What
Now,
he
what do
said
y'all think
is
he
That's
was saying?
clear.
what he said is as long as she didn't lie to him about it. I
Right.
know
Yeah.
you out there
That's
doing your thing, but don't lie to me about it, and don't bring our
Don't lie to
kids
me about it
into
and
it.
don't make it obvious.
Right.
But now
Don't
you
bring
yeah.
our
talking about you
kids
in love.
He
into
Who
it.
don't
is
want
this
to
man?
see.
Can somebody
He
find
don't
a
want to
man?
see it. Yeah,
He
he don't.
said, "Be
I
careful and
thought
don't lie about it, and keep the kids out of it."
first of all, let's talk about the fact that TMZ dropped it.
Yes, honey.
Like TMZ is who dropped this video. Gordon has straight made a video, and this video he's basically telling the world his house business,
Mm,
and he low key tried to do it through Candace. Because if you go back to an interview that
Candace?
Candace
Oh yeah,
did,
yeah, yeah.
she said that Gordon called them on the phone to drop
yeah.
all his heat. She said
Gordon
she
had a
didn't want to
meetup.
mess with it because it didn't
Mhm.
come with um she didn't want the karma that comes with it, and be glad that she did,
Yeah.
because he wanted it out there, but he did it for that purpose. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he wanted on the show.
He wanted, or he just wanted it out there. He wanted to humiliate
And
her.
he felt like that Candace and Wendy, because he went to both of them, Eddie and Chris, was
Yes,
Mia's
he went to, sure did.
nemesis, I guess.
Right.
So
And
they
two,
would be the people who would bring it up.
who will put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's first of all, that's cold blooded. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, let's put it real, because your 20-year-old younger wife then basically left you for somebody else. Because that's all he's saying. That whoever it is, and Mia posted maybe 2 days ago, and I wondered, was this a reaction to that? She posted a really nice picture, wasn't sexy. It's like her sitting in a window shield, maybe, if memory serves. Her knees are up. It's nothing about it that's sexy or sensual, but the caption was, "When I see you," or "When I'm with you."
Well, that was for her new boo, honey. They
So I wonder, did he see that video and be like, "Oh, you gonna flaunt it in front of me?"
yes.
Because just like Montanique said, he knew she was cheating.
Yeah.
And you kind of get at the end, sometimes they be saying stuff and we may or may not get it. But she literally said that at the reunion, that my husband had prostate cancer, and da,
Mm-hmm.
da, da, and you kind of get the impression so did Karen.
Really?
Because when I saw that, it made me think like, girl, I'm with you. Like
Like
we
both their husbands can't do it?
yes.
Oh,
I'm
well,
that was the look. I walked
oh.
away with, oh, Karen is just cheating respectfully.
Yeah, and I felt like, and this is why I felt like this should have been our moment,
Mhm.
because that's what was a topic on Huntsville. So I was like, let's put these together. Now with Mia and G though, oh, I need to go to the comment because I put this when I posted it. Callie posted on TikTok. That's where we're getting the most views. But so Tori said, "Do y'all think it's karma for him? He cheated on his first wife with Mia, so now it's done back to him." And I put on my thing is, they say you lose them how you get them,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so,
The only thing about it that made me feel icky after I watched it is just like, I have never thought it was a bad thing in any way, not even a little bit, to go after a man or let a man much, much older pursue you
oh no,
and even catch you and have a family. But in my mind, these women kind of like the guy, particularly when you're having children with them. Like in my head, it's one thing to just have one, and then you got two, and you got a family. In my head, you fall in love with the guy. Mia seems to be cold. And I might be wrong, but it does kind of make me wonder, is she like Erica Jane code?
Okay,
Is
so
she
Marsha said that, we didn't talk about this, that G thinks that Mia married him for money. But he knew that, right?
Duh.
That
He
wasn't no
had to
secret.
know that. Yeah, he had to know that.
Right. So, and now since he must be not making as much money, she done found her new boo. I want to know who he is. These people, normally I know where I am, Nosy Smurf, but normally I ain't the one out here looking. And if I do look, I just tell them to. I don't tell everybody else. But I want somebody to find him because I need to know who he is. Do y'all not want to know who this man is?
Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely.
They did say, "Oh man, we'll give you worms." I did hear that. All right, so um,
I'm just
anything
saying.
else with this moment that y'all want to talk about? I feel like this was the best moment of the week.
I think so too. And
Callie, you
none of
got
and
anything?
look, and
No.
once again, none of this is playing out on the show.
I know. I think they need to go back to filming ASAP because we need to see this man. Like, I want to see him.
Filming has. I wonder, will he pop up on the show as her friend or assistant or cousin, or I don't know. I
What if
really,
it's a stunt between me and Gordon to make his family think that so they can now get his money back?
I thought about that's the very first thing I thought about when he said, "Now that I don't have access to my funds," I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, he trying to get access to his funds." I wondered about that too, but it's too many little children involved.
Yeah, I don't think they play. Mia has moved on, honey. She
They
is Fashion Nova
absolutely play.
famous,
They
and she is
absolutely play.
she is Fashion Nova famous, honey. She don't need him no more. But you
No,
know what?
I'm
That's what
gonna have
happens. These women get on these shows. Mel did it. I guess people are saying she did it too. They get on these shows. They get their platform. They get their money up,
Mm-hmm.
and they leave.
Mm-hmm. I think Portia was probably the only pop surprise.
Right?
I don't think she was expecting to lose Cordell. I don't.
No,
I
not at
don't think
all.
she was
But
expecting to
she's
lose.
better. She's greater now. Are
Yeah,
we gonna
she
do the Mary
much.
Share Kill thing, or are we gonna do that next week?
We could do that next week.
Okay,
We
so
ate
let's
it
get into the show because we have two shows actually. We didn't do last week either.
Mm,
So I was thinking of just asking a few questions.
okay,
Are y'all tired of hearing about the expo?
I am. What? It's not even an expo. What
It's the
is it?
expo.
An expo? Okay.
Expo. Are you
Expo. Yeah. You know what?
Was Stormy wrong for calling Marsau a girl at the table with
That's
Tish?
not what he called her. That's not what he called her.
Huh?
He, you talking about when they were having a discussion? He called her a
No,
bi.
see, I'm talking about last week. So they were all sitting at the baby reveal that only had 5 people.
Oh, okay.
And then it got greater at the town hall meeting. But in the beginning, she called him a girl. And Tish said nothing. And Miss Hope, what's her name? Miss Fletcher said, you can't call Chris no girl. If a woman called your husband a girl, what would you do?
I would cuss her out, probably. I mean, hands down. But let me say this. My husband said something that kind of blew me away. It's amazing what men hear and what women hear. He said, if you paying attention, um, Stormy keeps going after his manhood. And he says he's responding. He was talking about Marsau in this episode, actually responds back to Courtney's and his. But Courtney is so busy trying to be one up on Marsau that the comments are going over his head. Because he says things like, because he's constantly digging at that, talking about the fact that Courtney is basically doing his wife's business. And I don't mean like he's her flunky, like you're riding the coattail of your wife. And because of that, he kind of lowers his value. the comments that they were making to each other, because he made me rewind it when he said even how he left and called them Mr. and Mrs. Stormy Steele.
No, Mr. and Mrs. Steele. I didn't like that.
And his last name is Beasley.
Yes.
And because basically, Negro, that's your wife. I mean, like, if you listen to the stuff, he said,
I heard it.
He said something else. I don't even think Courtney heard it, but his response was to a question I think Maurice asked him. Because he said, well, I don't really know. I wasn't even there. And my husband said, see, that's why he don't respect him. You jumping into something big and trying to win a battle. You don't even know what you fighting for. And
he's fighting for his wife.
But it was no need to when your wife is biting. You can't call no man nowhere a bitch. That was all. And Marsau is way smarter than what I thought he was, because he's absolutely right. Stormy wanted a pop-off situation.
Oh, yeah.
She absolutely wanted that. Do you know how controlled a man has to be to sit up here and have a man's husband sit next to him and his wife, and you calling me a B, and neither Tisha or him responded to it?
Well, Tisha didn't say too much until Mel said something. But okay, so Tori said he's taking up for his wife, period. So is that not what he's supposed to do?
Yes, you are supposed to take up for your wife, but it proves the point that you're not your own person. That if your wife is across from another man and calls another man a B and you say nothing, then I don't ever have to respect you. That's like the ultimate disrespect.
So should Tisha have not said something to her?
No, they both in an emotional, mature way, the Scots handled it like champs. I couldn't have done it. The average person couldn't have done it. You can't call my husband no B, and I'm just gonna sit there and let him take it.
So Angela said, and Callie, are you on here? Joy, he disrespected everyone on that show.
No argument. But you all are talking about, there is, I'm not quite sure how that's necessarily disrespect. I do think what he says is based off an opinion. He has an elitist opinion. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but if I say, I don't want a business, or I don't want a person coming up here for e-commerce, and they have this platform, and the average person in the audience don't have a platform. I don't necessarily want you on stage walking backwards and forward. Now, I may totally disagree, but I don't see anything wrong with that opinion. I don't think that what he said was disrespectful. If we go back to the original comment, somebody has to, just because you have an opinion doesn't mean that is disrespectful.
So, Callie, do you have anything to say before I move on to something else? Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to go to one more thing about the episode before, and then we'll get to this one. When a lot of people misunderstood, because Mel was talking about, and I think Nell and Mel, Lord have mercy, they were talking about Tisha's percentage in the business and the 85% of the business, which we had already talked about on here, why she has so much. And so, but Mel kind of put it out there, but to get government contracts, women contracts, minority contracts. But if you own 85% of the business, should you know what's going on?
Yes, as we've definitely said before.
If that's really my interest, yeah.
You should know anyway, because if something fraudulent come up, they coming to you.
That's true.
I agree. Can you get put out of your own business if you own 85%?
Can you get put out your own house? A couple things are a yes here that shouldn't be.
No, not unless you leave willingly.
Well, she got put out her house because he wanted to be there alone and say he was building a new one. So they sent her to the apartment to rent every month with appliances that don't match. Vanilla, silver, and white.
Stop it, y'all. What? Joy, they said what's your opinion, Joy? People want to know since you know everything.
Thank you, Angela.
My opinion
Well, I'm sitting here
specifically
quiet.
on
I'm
what
still.
question?
About if you own 85%,
I mean,
should you
absolutely.
know what's going on?
Absolutely. I mean, and
Well,
if
you
my
said if it's
name
of
owns
interest to
something,
you.
right? Yeah, it's of interest to me because I mean, like for real, you're right about one thing that um if something go wrong, they are coming to her. But I wonder, maybe not, because Marsau is the one that's been doing these depositions in this lawsuit, not her.
He's been doing the depositions. Yeah, I didn't watch him. Did y'all watch him?
No.
Okay, I didn't either. I
Absolutely
seen him,
not.
but I didn't watch
Some
him.
some crazed fan sat through him and gave a synopsis of
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
She's getting paid
Oh,
for it too.
I
So
lied. I want to talk about one more
I don't mind
thing
her.
about the one before. Kiki and her husband in the kitchen.
Oh,
Okay, so he cooking, and she going through the change because why is she always hot? I know it's hot in Alabama, but does she not have HVAC? Like she's sweating the whole time. But he said she told me I went to the cardiologist, I've been to the gastrologist, and he's like, "Well, you eating all them rice and beans." What did y'all think about that conversation? Should her husband have said? Should that have even been on the screen? Basically,
It
she
didn't
done been
need to
to the
be on the
hospital
screen.
twice to get some pain meds. That's what he said to me.
what you say, Callie?
It didn't need to be on the screen.
you you put that disclaimer up
Sure.
quick.
Mhm. It didn't. I
I
mean,
don't think it
it
should have
showed
been
there
on the
was
screen.
issues with them too, but I wasn't interested. It didn't need to be on the screen. I mean, it's almost like that he was asking questions to, in a way, help cover up anything that might be going on, and she was kind of checking him, like, "Well, no, and no, no," and I don't know. I just didn't like the interaction.
You know what I wonder? Or the girls refusing to film with her.
Because she
Um,
hasn't been in any, but she's supposedly been invited, but she's been in so much pain she's not going. So I'm feeling like she might be embarrassed because of the Home Depot of it all, and she's not coming around.
I don't think she's
And
embarrassed.
they may have not been inviting her for real. That could have been allowing the production to say that. Because who says that? But somebody that wants you to know that she was invited. It could have been a line that production allowed them to say.
Right, Marsha.
Oh, this is a good thing. I'm pushing back. The percentage shouldn't even matter if your name is on it. Letting your husband handle things like Teresa. True.
Right.
Um,
Photo.
that's true. So Tish, get with it. Okay. So let's go. Are we done with that Kiki thing? I hope I think she's gonna be shown more. Cause that remember she threw that water on her. So
Girl.
coming up,
And
she's
then
going to
I'm if she films with nobody else, I got a feeling that they have kind of X this girl out. They have not been filming with her. Tish and them probably say, okay, you can film with us. And I'm telling you, like I have a feeling that this is happening. And Tiffany is the front runner.
well, she said she invited her to the baby shower as long as she still no silverware. Well, it wasn't set up, so she ain't had nothing to steal anyway, Tiffany. So um
She
so
did
let's get to the new episode. So it's a continuation of Mel and Marsau, which we used to love Mel and Marsau's scenes. Remember we used to talk about their one-on-ones. They always had them, and then they stopped. So do you think that Carlos or the producers realized that this is what the people want?
Well, he needed to be checked. So whether it's what the people wanted or not. So I think it's something that was not going to be left off.
A lot of people, because I went in the groups beforehand, were saying that he should not have met her without his wife. What do y'all think about
Yes, he
that?
should have. Yes, he should have, just to piss her off. I mean, because that's what
Girl,
we laugh at and have been
always.
since they did it
It
first,
ain't like
second
they
season.
was alone. There's a mic guy, of
I'm just telling you what the people
hair and
said.
makeup, the cameras. I mean, I
But
wouldn't
the look
care
on
if
her
she.
face when Melody said, "Yeah, we met," and he actually apologized. The little look on her face she looked at Marcel like, "Really? Like you left? What didn't you tell me? I
Now
mean, what
that
kind of
now that
apology
was
did you do?"
jacked up. he makes more trouble for himself. He
Did
just
y'all
makes
see the digital
trouble.
exclusive? They went into more of what happened, and he really did apologize even more than what they showed. And Tish didn't seem like she knew that they were meeting up, in my opinion. Her face. What do y'all think?
Her face. I don't think she knew either. Or, if she did know, he probably told her we was just together for a couple minutes and I said sorry and went on, no big deal. And then Tisha saw that little link you sent out that showed the details. And then, now she mad. Yeah.
What else I have? So is Amazon e-commerce or no?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So he's
But
being
he
shady,
so Amazon is like one of the biggest businesses out there,
if
right?
not the. Yes.
Yeah.
So how can you have a low value of e-commerce when
Well,
Amazon is
I
like, I
mean,
don't get Marceau and his thought process.
yeah.
I
Well,
I do.
I
He
don't. He's
thinks
just being
he
shady.
thinks businesses that are hood businesses are he thinks hood businesses aren't like you can get a daycare anywhere. That's the reason why the Fletchers was really so brushed to the
Oh yeah.
side.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
And
like it's certain things he
mhm.
just values more.
And you don't have to be, I mean, listen, you don't have to be big, rich, and famous to get on Amazon either. Just go set up your seller's account and do your thing. It
Yeah.
just so happens. And Melody doesn't even sell all of her stuff on there, but anybody can get on there. He still shouldn't
Yeah.
be disrespecting because he knows what Melody's been up to, acting like he doesn't know.
And then
And
I'm sure some of the vendors. So if you're sitting here and somebody's having an expo that's supposed to help you, and then
Mm-hmm.
you find out that they don't value what you do, would you want to be a part of their event?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, because while it is some form of advertising and they claim it's free, I
no,
don't know if I'd
that's
want to do
actually not
anything in
entirely
front
what he
of.
was saying because
I
it's
don't know
not
that I want
just
to do anything in
Joy,
front of
e-commerce.
I don't
anybody
think
that
Joy can hear
likes
you,
to
Callie.
disrespect. Huh? I think she
I don't
can.
think
Just
Joy
like
can hear you.
I think she can. Come on now. We all know she can.
Okay,
Just
go,
like to
Callie.
talk
Keep
anyway.
going.
Go ahead. I'm through.
Okay, so Chris is a mega broker in the
We ain't
Southeast.
gonna say
Hips was
nothing.
just blowing smoke. So did he get dressed up to go see Mel? Because he didn't have on his ripped jeans, did he? Did he have
He
on
didn't
his
have
little
on that
jean
waist
shorts, white t-shirt?
trainer. He didn't have on
He
Tisha
had on a
waist
honey.
trainer.
He was to the nines
He
to
had
see
on
her.
slacks
Do
and
y'all
stuff.
think he really has a crush on her? Because people think that
Yes.
Marceau has a crush on her.
Yes. I mean, I don't think he like wants to hook up with her type crush, but yes. Come on now. Melody is a star. He's able to sit down with a star. Yes, he wants that. And I love when Melody said, you just hate that your wife might possibly be a version of me. And you don't want us to hook up for those reasons. And I believe that 1000%. Okay.
Do you really?
I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, absolutely. He don't want her following that blueprint that Mel gave. Because if some of the rumors are true, she'd be gone just like Mel is. No matter how long it took, she eventually left and is succeeding. And so yeah,
So I have a
Marcel
few
ain't trying
questions.
to have that.
Is black chocolate in the bottle e-commerce?
It sure is. He likes to forget those things.
Is the
Mhm.
hair care products
But I
e-commerce or no?
For the girls.
yes.
For the girls? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, I don't think that that's it. He actually very clearly stated that it's because of the platform. So there is a difference of, and I have to give this example. Melanie starting a business because of her platform versus how Stormy had to start hers is two totally different things.
Okay, but Melody
Stormy
also started a business before the platform. Y'all like to forget the major
and that and
details.
that's and that was her argument prior to that, and I got that. He's just that's why he said, what are you doing right now? That's why he was like, and you had a such and such, we sold $1 million, and he said, but it's bankrupt. And then she explained, well, it's bankrupt because I was, with in regards to the divorce. But I think the point is what he's doing right now. Right now, if they didn't have the platforms that they had, would people really be getting Melanie Holt's products?
what
Well, you
difference
never
does
know
it make
because there's
right
people
now?
without a platform that are successful in e-commerce. I mean, Storm. I mean that. So
Absolutely, Stormy is an example.
Storm. So
And
Absolutely,
his
and
to
I
me,
don't
what he's
Melody
saying is
did do
not
the
valid.
his
Even
bankruptcy.
Tish
point.
and
His,
Kimmy and Maurice was like, that
his
makes no sense
point
because it could be
was
a person with the platform like she by Sheree who ain't done okay.
Thank you.
So
And
I
I
mean,
because
it,
think
it just
also,
it's
depends
not whether
on
or not you're using it or using it.
it
It's
is
whether
whether
or
or
right.
not
not
you're
if
using it.
people that they would have been standing in front of at the expo are people that don't have that
Shut that door,
platform.
babe.
None of them, or
Yeah,
very
open the
few
door.
of
Shut this
them.
door.
It doesn't mean they
Thank you.
can't build it. It doesn't mean that it can't happen. Obviously, Stormy is a perfect example. That's not the issue. The issue is based off where you sit right now. He wanted examples of people of what they could actually do right now.
Well, then
That's
he
why
shouldn't be
Stormy
on
said
there because
Thank you.
without
that's
without the host, he wouldn't even have scope.
correct.
So I don't
This is
understand how you
true.
can be in the same situation and try to downplay somebody else.
And I
He
don't
to
understand how
me,
you're
he
going to really
makes
try and
But,
call her out for
zero sense.
bankruptcy.
but
She went
Marceau
into
wasn't a
bankruptcy,
speaker.
and
Yes, he
Marsau,
was. He was sitting up on that
They
dang
were
old thing.
part
I just
of.
come back
I
next
think
week.
they were a part of the forum. They were the speakers. Remember, they were trying to do the breakout rooms. Well, he also has a current business that had nothing to do with this. That's still in existence. That
Do you
is
mean the
really
one that Martell and Melody started?
absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. Then he needs to
Listen,
shut up and bow down.
I ain't arguing that. I'm just saying he that's his mindset of superiority.
And he went into the whole bankruptcy thing. Was it's bankrupt now? Well, listen, she went bankrupt because of a divorce. He went bankrupt because he don't know what the hell he's doing, trying to go from movie theater
I'm not
manager
arguing. I'm
coins
just
over to a
right.
saying.
different financial. He should never want to sit there and down anybody because he is too easy of a target.
I just don't understand. And when you try to, and I feel like this, even if I don't think I'm better than anybody, I really don't. And for him, to me, it feels like he thinks he's better than people. And he's one paycheck TV show from living back at the house by the interstate. Like, I don't understand him at all.
And then I was listening to our last call, Joy, and you said you thought it was sexy to see a man building a house for his wife. And then I thought, well, what house was he building? The one that they just moved out of to redo the kitchen, or you mean the one that they haven't even put in sewage for yet? Which one? I'm confused. Do you remember the comment?
I still think it's attractive.
What part?
You think
the
it's
sewer
for him to
part?
remodel the kitchen?
I think it's attractive. It's just kind of like
Oh my
it's in my head because I'm kind of old school. There are things that you come back with a man with. Would it be like a woman should do X, Y, and Z? Build me a house. You know, you know what I mean? And in my
No.
head, I think it's attractive for a
Do
man
you
to build
honestly
a
think
house
he's
for
in
a
there
woman.
doing his work?
No.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I just think it's
ask
no. I hope
asking
not.
questions. So I was sitting here because it was funny to me because to me he was like criticizing everybody's business, but he needed them to garner interest in coming to the expo. I
They
don't know.
should have really, what should have happened is Maurice should have led and did a whole nother expo. They should have did one as a comeback group. That was such a
Hmm.
missed opportunity for this group of people.
Do we want to talk about Tiff and Lou at all before we get to the main event?
I'm
No.
as my husband said while he watched it. Why they here? Why they here?
I will say this. Louis is meant for Tiffany because with her sitting there in her dramatics talking about you're not here, he really was like, what do you mean I'm not here? And then she was like, well, I want you around more. He said, well, that means I'm there. You just need more. Like, to me, he's the perfect person to communicate with her
Yeah.
Mhm.
without
I
making
thought
her
that
feel like she's
conversation.
silly, but making her
Yeah.
understand. So I do feel like they're a couple for each other. I got that out of it.
I love Lewis. I'm sorry, he's just the sweetest man. Even though he's, everybody has their issues, but to me, that was more romantic than Marsau up in there trying to redo some vinyl flooring. I mean,
Me too.
I don't get it. Especially when
I
Home
like it
Depot,
when
I'm sure
men
got
do
some discount.
like stuff around the house. It's pretty cool to me. Like when men like come home and your husband had cleaned out, he
I
done
wouldn't be
pulled out the
surprised,
carpet
Angela.
clean and did it. You've been asking him for weeks and it's done. That's attractive to me.
Tiffany is a runner. Angela says Tiffany is a runner. She will leave him within the next year. Well, if he's volunteering for this job and they getting paid, he needs to be home with baby Ace.
So the
So
one
if you
he
go
has
to the A&M
now
site and they
is
list the coaches, he's a
uh-huh.
volunteer
Is that
coach.
the current
He a
coach
volunteer coach?
Yes, he's a volunteer assistant coach.
right now or
Where you
before
see
this new
I
job?
put it in
volunteer?
the group. Oh, let me go get it and I'll put it up
No,
here. Hold on, I'll find it.
but
I'll put it. Hold on.
is that
Let me
you
put this.
mean he's
He is patient about because he really tried to address each specific issue she brought up. That's yes,
yeah,
Marsha. So you saw it too. But she was
yeah,
trying to
Marshall.
have a bigger
I like
issue
that.
each time. And every time he had an answer that didn't belittle
He
her,
act like
but made what his point of view valid. And I think that's a man who can communicate. But let me go get this where I shared he was an assistant coach. Yeah, let me ask another question while we do this.
Let me ask
Do
you
you
a
think she
question
has
while you're looking
postpartum?
for that. If you can hear me,
Like, hello?
can
I
you hear
don't know
me?
if she got postpartum, but
Oh my God.
she's very immature in my opinion because all I keep hearing is him
Now
saying
that is
last
one
year,
thing I do
"You
agree
too
with about Joy.
busy to have a baby."
He said what?
Oh, am I delayed?
I think I am too. I'm home now though, so I
Yeah.
might get on my thing. Okay, so what were you
Uh,
saying, Callie? I heard you talk a little bit.
I have no idea.
Okay. So let me read these questions. Tiffany makes bank. I research her business. What she does is awesome and very yes, it is very important. And for them to act, they don't what's their names? The Scots act like they don't know what nobody does. They don't know what the Fletchers do. They don't know what Mel's doing. They don't know what Tiffany's doing.
And they
Do they
also
know they
don't know what
friends?
they doing.
Are they really trying to know, or are they playing in our face?
They don't know what they doing.
I don't
So
think. I think sometimes you need
they really
what.
don't. They don't know what they're doing. Or if they knew what they were doing, they would have never been on TV bragging about $5,000 and $3,500 allowance when you up here in court being sued. I mean, just shut up.
I agree. With that allowance was the stupidest thing. You got 8,500 a month to play around with,
And
and you can't
right,
get a better house to live
right,
in.
right.
Rent.
But
Mm-mm.
yet and still you go out and have surgery to get a fupa. I mean, just explain, make it make sense.
It does not.
Mm-mm.
But so do y'all think she has postpartum?
I don't know. She seemed immature to me. That conversation.
Yeah, I think she has postpartum. I think she does,
Mhm.
but I also think that that wish I know how much money they were making, but this is also an extra paycheck. So if she can say a few extra things to keep the camera on them for a minute, I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Was it romantic? You said it was romantic to have a picnic outside on the lawn.
No, I didn't say that part was romantic. I said
Oh,
what he
okay.
was saying to her. Okay, keep my newborn baby off the grass. Okay. No, what he was saying to her, just, I thought he was being romantic. He said, yeah, everybody's going to be tempted. The temptation is real, but I know what I have at home. I have a home and I have a good home. So,
Yeah, I thought what he was saying
no
was
changes there. He was doing a whole lot better than vanilla and vinyl floor in a kitchen on the corner from the the house on the side of the highway around the mountain down the hill where Tom Girardi fell out his car at. I mean, there's certain things
Girl
that are
was
better than
probably
that.
playing a game of solitary when they was talking.
no. So when I like when he said, because she said, well, this is one thing what I didn't like her saying on camera. Tiffany, when she said, well, you always complain about your dad not being there, and now you're not here for our baby. And he was like, listen, our baby's a baby. He's not even gonna remember if I was at home at this
He don't
moment. But I'm trying
remember
to make our
shit.
lives better. So when he's 10 and 11, just like our kids who are older, when they need their daddy, I'm there. And I was like, you tell her. Seriously. So I feel like he was very smart and I could communicate with him. And I don't want him to leave her, but he's the perfect match for her.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else on them, or were y'all bored?
Nope.
I feel like her
Bored.
legs look so white. But
Wait a
y'all look
minute.
at her legs.
When he said
You know what?
when Tiffany said something like, I don't know if you're gonna run across some little young thing and leave me. My husband said, she thinking about the wrong stuff. Like,
Well,
where's her head?
yes, and
I was
somebody
cracking
said she's
up.
a runner. Do you think she's setting up to run?
No. I mean, her legs didn't look like that of a runner. So I don't really know.
They did not. They were so big and white. I was like, she got the biggest white legs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Tiffany's antics will definitely chase him away. I hope they stay together.
She seemed childish to
I
me.
think they will stay together. I just really think.
Oh, I gotta go
she's
find this thing
something.
showing he's a hold on.
Showing he's what?
So where is it? Here it is. I'm about to hold on. Mm-mm-mm. Does anybody got it? Hold on. I don't know how to do it on
What are
this
you
phone.
looking for?
Well, I put in the group where he was assistant coach.
Oh yeah, I got it.
I saw that he was assistant coach,
A
but I didn't
volunteer
know
coach.
that
Oh, I
it was
got
a
it. Here we go.
volunteer.
Okay, I'm about to put it up. Give me 1 sec.
I was hoping that was for his previous job though. That's the job that he's been traveling with and he's not getting paid. Is that what I'm hearing?
I can't imagine he not getting paid. Who would do all that
I'm pulling it
traveling?
up.
Because they don't travel to another district. They travel to states.
Yeah, they go
Yeah.
to games, but I'm gonna show y'all this, and then y'all can do some more research.
Mm-mm. Volunteer. No, that means no pay. So he's leaving his family, going from different states for free.
I don't know.
And
I mean,
he's
he
not
don't
on
even
the
have
show
the
and not making
email.
no money.
He don't have an email.
He
Shut
don't
up,
even-
girl.
Oh my God. He don't even get an email,
Yeah, so
which means he has no office. He has no business cards. I mean, he's just his
Dang.
volunteer assistant.
Maybe he's doing this because it might lead to something. I don't know.
So when he talked about that, he did mention something about, what he's been doing led him to that. Like, that's why I was thinking, so this is a good thing, but he's not getting paid. Okay.
well, yeah, he owns a business, and his business may be lucrative, and this could be him getting his foot in the door to become,
More. Okay.
Yeah, this
you know,
could be
more.
this. And he
Mhm.
said it was his dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream. And he went to A&M. He said, get to go to my alma mater. So yeah,
Yeah, that's the
I
conversation.
could see if I lived in Huntsville, I don't know if I would, but I would absolutely love to work there.
Oh yeah. I mean, I
would.
volunteered as a cheer coach and didn't get paid before, so you know.
Mhm.
I mean, you do it. But I mean, I was away, and you are away from your family, but I didn't travel, so that's the difference. I came home every night.
Mm.
Wait a minute. So the cheer coaches don't get paid?
No, I was a volunteer one. Now, if you don't volunteer, you do get paid. I didn't get paid. Yes, normally volunteer coaches lead to big. Yeah, I think it could lead to a big time coaching. And could that be why he's not on a lot too? Is if he's showing out on this show, could he get a job there?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not
he
being
was
shown a lot.
He was fighting a couple of months, almost about
Right.
to fight a couple of months ago.
He was putting his wife
At the
in an
baby shower.
ambulance a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Right. All right. So let's get to the meat
But
of it. Oh, go ahead.
I think this is the spring. This was filmed probably in the heat of the season, because if this was filmed like in March and April, they usually play up to like the beginning of May. So this was probably filming during that time. That's why he's not there.
That's why Kiki's husband tried not to be confrontational. Is he a coach too? I think he coaches for something.
Does he?
Because you remember Tiffany was trying to say that Kiki and her family was jumping over the fence to go to some game. And then Kiki went live and said, I ain't got to jump the fence because my husband is a coach and we can get in. And my son plays. So, but I don't know.
Kiki,
these some big old men to be coaches, right? Well, I was a big cheerleader coach, so it don't matter. Wasn't it?
I wasn't gonna say no.
I wasn't scared. I can still do the stuff,
Oh
so I
Lord,
guess it
oh
don't matter.
Lord.
Um, so was the breakout sections Mel's idea or somebody else?
No, it was Kimmy's idea. Wait a minute. Well, I don't remember actually. I was talking about the meeting
Because I know Mel
itself.
brought it up. She was like, if I am to participate next time, I want to have people and have little sessions about having an attorney and here's your this and here's your that so they can come out. And then Storm was like, yeah, I want them to be motivated.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
then it seemed like Marsau put her down. Was Marsau putting her down because was that before she called him a B or after? I can't remember.
Marsau was putting who down?
Stormy down. Like the entire
Oh,
time as soon as she walked in. Or was it
yeah.
because she wouldn't greet him? Because remember she didn't greet him when she
It was
walked
probably
in.
a little bit of both, but yeah, it was probably because she didn't greet him. What's up with her not greeting people? She didn't say hi to
Mm-mm.
Melody at the thing. That she doesn't have. I mean, listen, I get she's Stormy Canvas and all, but that's so unprofessional. As is Marsau, but
Stormy
Melody is not.
is
Huh?
Stormy is a great business person, but she is emotionally so immature. I would not want to be a friend of hers because she is really,
Yeah.
really catty and petty.
Mm-hmm.
Like the slightest anything that she takes offensive or whatever, she don't know how to say, hey, did this happen or is this going on? She don't know how to question. She just knows how to accuse and attack, and she's very antagonistic. That's all I kept thinking is Marcel is, I mean, he's so on. It's almost like when I was watching, I kept thinking, did he get a heads up or something? And he knew she was gonna say something off to him, or he got word because he was waiting for it. He was sarcastic and he
Well,
kept
maybe he
digging
did
and
know.
digging.
Yeah. I
And it
mean,
was it was almost like she's coming for my manhood, so I'm gonna come for your man's in front of him. And I don't even think he got it.
Who's just turning 30?
Like
I'm
he
trying to
was
figure it out. I don't know who they talking about.
Stormy. I think
so
Stormy.
No
was
way.
really offensive. Oh, when he was talking about gender roles, he was like something based off gender. All of those were stabs
He said
at
we don't have gender
uh
roles in our house. And I'm
at
like, you a lie,
Courtney.
because you didn't even want
Yes,
your wife to go outside with Mel when the show first came on. Y'all definitely
Mhm.
had gender roles. Um, but
I
yeah, he
thought that
said
was a
that
jab
to
at
cause he
Courtney.
called her Courtney's wife. Like he didn't even say her name on one
Yeah,
of the things.
yeah. And
I don't know. What do y'all think about when he called her sweetie? Did that bring up a something that
Yes.
happened between Martell and Tish? Do y'all
Oh, I
remember
don't
this?
remember that. But I just
what
think it's really
happened?
disrespectful. I don't like
So
the whole
when they were
sweetie thing.
meeting the at the time when nobody wanted to sign, the males didn't want to sign when Maurice and Marceau didn't want to sign, and Martell was talking to Tish, and he was like, "Listen here, sweetie," and she was like, "Don't call me sweetie." Do y'all not remember this?
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay,
So
okay.
Marceau called Stormy
Vaguely.
sweetie. Is there worse than being called a bitch?
No, but still, it's
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Oh no. Oh no.
The first
So
season, she had empathy for Tisha. God, I don't remember having. Well, I think maybe in the first season, I have to agree. That's true
I
because we
felt
didn't
bad
know
for
what
her
was
the
really
first
going.
season.
Yeah.
I did because she wanted to be more, and it seemed like he didn't want her to be. And I kind of felt bad for her. But so Kimmy, when she met with Nell, which we didn't talk about, she said, "Well, I didn't invite you because it was my meeting." Did Kimmy say 4 words
Okay, I'm
in her
glad you
meeting?
brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. So, but here's my question about that situation. Why does she feel the need to? Why are they even talking about this to Nell? Why would Nell even be expected to be invited to a meeting to discuss the ins and outs of the event that she was not even a part of the original conversation? She thought she was going to get invited. She didn't get invited and she didn't show up on her own, even though it was an open event. What is going on that we need to now sit down and explain anything to Nell? as a
Well,
group.
You know
from
what
what I
I
got
think?
from it,
Mad about if you want to be mad that you didn't get your personal invitation, then be mad, have your little cry. But what is this whole now? Kimmy feels like she needs to have a separate meeting after the meeting so that Nell's not mad at her about the what
well, from what I
nonsense.
got from it was that
I mean, I
Kimmy was
understand she's the
eventually
porn queen and
initially
all, but
going
this
to
is
invite
ridiculous.
Nell, and so Nell thought she was going to be a part of it. So Kimmy said, "I changed my mind when I kind of wanted it just to be the people who attended."
So
So
thank you. Which is also why I'm sorry I cut you off. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Yeah, I'm
Which is
done.
also why she should have not brought that whole thing up at the baby shower, trying to check Letitia about the doggone event. Well, didn't you have problems, Nell? So what? This is not the time to critique her. Nell had nothing to do with that event. And y'all know I'm not a team Tisha fan, but in that case, Kimmy was wrong. Maybe Kimmy realized she was wrong and then
Mm-hmm.
says, you know what, I'm going to invite you to the crew. But then she thought, I already made one mistake. So let me have our own meeting as the crew, which she's not a part of. And then if I need to kiss her butt, I'll call her separately. That was just ridiculous to me. I'm
So
sorry.
do you think she? Because
Can I tell
Angela
you
said
what
she
I
should have
heard?
called her
Called her from,
and said,
Do
I
you know
changed
what
my
I
mind. We're gonna have it without you, Nell."
oh, well, I wouldn't, she don't even, she doesn't know. No, I'm calling you when I call you because Nell is not a part of that core group, the uncore group, the whatever name. She's not a part of it right now. I understand that she wants to be because she's had a daycare for 29 years. But listen, and I understand her husband is the TikTok king and all that, but still, wait till you're actually a part of the group before the group needs to be concerned with how you feel. Okay. Just saying that. I don't understand that. Okay.
Well, she
Y'all
wanted to
want to
show
know
you
what
her
I
Donald Trump
heard?
wig, okay, with the comb over. She wanted to show you the comb over
The
the
comb over.
wig,
Okay.
and y'all need to let that lady show her wig when she. Okay, go there. The door.
Let me tell y'all what I heard, because that whole
Okay.
conversation and all of Nell's conversations have been stupid. So this is what I heard. I heard, I just got this job and we only working. I only get paid if I'm in the episode. Why the hell you didn't
Right.
invite me so I could be a part of these episodes? Like,
At
that's
least,
what I
yeah,
heard.
maybe
Every
that's what
time
it was.
she begging to be an event, she knows she get paid per episode.
Mm-hmm.
And she's thinking they are not inviting her. That's all I've been hearing.
But if somebody tell you they're gonna invite you and they don't invite you, do you feel a certain type of way or no?
Yes.
I ain't finna ask them about it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't care because I don't really want to leave my house, so it's fine with
I
me.
might feel
If I
away.
wanted to be there, I ain't gonna
Yeah,
ask you about
right.
it.
And then when Nell said, I don't think that's your call. I mean, come on, Nell.
Well, I think she was saying, I don't think it's your call to know if I have advice. Because Kimmy was like, well, you wasn't there, so I didn't think that you really were going to have any advice to give on it. And she was like, well,
You
that's
shouldn't
not
have
your
had
call
advice to
because I've
give.
been in North Huntsville for 30 years and I
But she's
could have
not a
gave
part of that
advice.
group. So I know you've been there for 30 years, comb over, but you are not a part of that group. Stop. I don't know why
Girl,
Kimmy
she
is
want
even
to be a
trying to
part of
feed
this
to her
group
like
so
that.
bad. She want to be a part of this group so bad. She already said that they should be the number one power couple.
I know she's trying to take over.
No, they
Once you
said
take
the
over-
original
The
power
original
couple.
power couple, yeah.
Do you if you're gonna take over and you join in the group, then we'll talk to you as group. For right now, sit your butt over there with your husband on TikTok. Stop. Now, y'all do know they recently won the Porn King and Queen Award. So I get that they're very high esteem and stuff. Okay. Jesus Christ.
So anything else that happened at this meeting?
No.
Oh, another thing that Marsau said that now this really made me mad, especially if Tiffany is going through postpartum. When she said, well, we want to come and add some value. And he said, well, I know you're not valued at home, to Tiffany.
That's the prankster
That's
we
not
love.
what he said. He said, even if you're valued, or that's not
Even if you're not
exactly what
valued
he
at home.
said. He said,
That is kind of exactly what he said.
You're valued or something. It was
He
something
said,
like
even if you're not valued at home.
Right,
it
not.
didn't say home. Home wasn't in there.
But you're not valued. Even if you're not valued in your life. Okay, your entire life you ain't valued. Is that better? If you're not used to being valued. I mean, it was something to the effect of
I
she's
think
not
he said, even if you're
is it
not
invaluable a word?
valued, you're valued here.
Right. You're not valued at the house or when you go to the store at your job, but you value at this table with me.
So
that's horrible.
That's not
why
what he said.
are they coming strong though? Do you
That's
think that
horrible.
do you think Carlos or somebody might have put a bug in the field's ear? We might be getting y'all on next week. Y'all might be
And y'all know
or
that
something. Because why
Stormy,
are they coming so hard?
Tisha told Marsau that Stormy called him a girl too.
Oh yeah.
He was ready for her.
He was ready.
He was ready. I'm telling you, he was ready for her. Like I'm telling you, the way that he held it together was better than I think I've ever seen on reality TV.
I felt like he was an a-hole the entire time. I saw nothing funny about what he was doing.
I said it was almost like he was a sociopath.
Yeah, something's not right.
Crazy when I.
Wasn't it sweet when Maurice tried to defend his brother?
What you say one more time?
Wasn't it sweet when Maurice tried to defend his brother? He looked at Stormy and said, "Why is he a bitch? Give me the details."
Maurice just happy to be on the show. I'm just gonna say this: Maurice is happy to be on the show, and he ain't got to clown Kimmi about her cancer to talk today for y'all to talk about him. Like he is not interesting, and he's just riding off his brother's coattail.
I don't think he's boring.
Either way, I don't think Maurice cares about this show either way.
Oh yes, he does.
I don't think he. I mean, he does it. I'm sure he enjoys the checks, but Maurice don't. He ain't trying to hog or be creative or come up with something interesting. We don't even know where Maurice worked. We don't even know what he do.
I have no idea. He's a lawyer, supposedly. But I feel like he does because y'all felt like that he was doing this stuff to Kimmi to stay relevant. Like he was saying these mean things to her. He didn't really feel that way. Yeah, just so he could get some screen time. So he's got to care if he's going to put his wife through cancer through that.
I think he cares about the show.
But those days are put in play. Those days are they are on a calendar. He gonna show up for those days, but he's not gonna create no drama, like no fight or no. He's not going to create drama. Marsau creates drama.
Yeah,
he agitates things. You think you got me? No, I got you. I was waiting. When he said in confessional, she wanted a reaction out of me, and I kept thinking Tisha had to tell him about that girl, so he knew that she was coming after his manhood. So the way that he was throwing jabs at Courtney, and Courtney was just totally missed it. Like I'm like, does he hear him? Maybe he don't. I'm like,
I think he didn't, or he didn't care. One of the two, like because I feel like he might think Marsau's beneath him.
He couldn't. Well, he can as far as maybe what he got in his bank account, but Marsau's not thinking like that. So that wouldn't be effective to him. You know, I think what Courtney's doing is attractive. Like it's nothing wrong with your wife, your woman creating something, and he sells it. Courtney ain't just sitting at home playing with the dog and video games. Like
I would let my honey look. He ain't like Tisha, even if he don't own 85%. He know what's going on in that business. Okay,
he drives their products to states.
Oh yeah,
he drives like this ain't like he work.
No, because he drove them when she was at the expo. He was driving her products. Anything else about them? I feel like Kimmi did not. That was her meeting, but it really wasn't because she didn't say no words. I feel like Marsau was an a-hole the entire meeting. I feel like Mel came in, said what she had to do, and then went to Mexico and left them at the table. But what do you think about Tish not being mad at Stormy? Huh?
That's why she went to Mexico.
Yeah, that's why she had that little
Mexico.
Whatever she had, yeah, she left. So what do you think about Tisha? Because I know Nell call her Tish and people get upset. But Tisha not being mad at Stormy for calling Marsau a B, but getting activated when Mel was like, I think it was unorganized. Why do you think she reacted to Mel like that?
I like her.
Can I answer that?
Both of y'all answer.
Okay. I think because Melanie was talking about specifically that $100. Know
No, she said
about,
the whole
nor
thing was
did she
unorganized
see at
from
all.
vendors not knowing where
She
they
told,
were, the $100 people not paying their money, not knowing if they owe
wait a
money or
minute,
not. She was like, we got to talk about the prior to as well the event. She felt like a lot of stuff was unorganized. The where the vendors were, she named the stuff. It wasn't just $100.
but it was something that she wasn't even there for.
She was part of the planning, though. Initially, she was
She
part of
didn't
the,
Somebody
hear. She
told
was.
her.
and she did show up at the event. What do you mean by that?
She
She
saw
wasn't
the
there.
No,
unorganization of
she
it
showed
all.
up at the event. She wasn't there at the begin. She wasn't there before the event. She arrived in the middle of the event.
She
Or
said,
what?
I'm talking about the
So
prior
somebody had
to.
to tell
She was talking
her.
about when she was around too. She said the planning part, because Tish was like, I don't want to talk about the prior to. She said, but the prior to leads to the event.
Right.
I hear you.
And I think she
It's
would have
it's
not even said any of that had Marsau not trying to clown her about her businesses. So when she showed up there, she showed up with a mission, and then she went on vacation. So I'm loving it.
I thought she was mad because she didn't know they went to Just Love to get some coffee. And because she looked at her husband like, how dare you apologize to her? Because you ain't never apologized to me, first of all. You apologized to this woman who ain't your wife, and you ain't never apologized to me. And then you went to go see her, and I didn't know. So
Mm-hmm.
she was just upset. She put her anger on from her husband onto Mel. That's how I felt.
Well, I believe it. I mean, we all know how she feels about Melody and Marsau, huh?
Poor thing. Okay, let's get to Martell and Chris, and then I don't know if people want to get on. So,
God, I
and
just
what's his name? Oh, God, Fred. Is it Fred?
yeah.
So Fred is out there working,
Now you know
and
what?
Martell pulls up in his tight little outfit,
Mm-hmm.
and Fred was like, "You need to come out here and work too." So Martell get a shovel and pretend, but that's the plot of land. Is that Belinda's land or somebody else's land?
Oh, I don't know. No telling.
And
Mm-hmm.
then Chris rolls up and say, "When you getting out?" Was he wrong for that?
Yes, he was.
no.
Yeah. I mean, what is
I
up with
don't think
that?
he. I mean, he was kind of wrong for that, but I mean, he should. Martell wrong for doing his friend like that. You
Well,
should
he
not put
is.
your friend in this kind of predicament.
I mean, but
That
we're
that
not
ain't cool.
surprised. If he would do what he did to his wife, we shouldn't be surprised by what he do to Chris or anybody else. So I mean, I think it's
Girl.
still a conversation that he shouldn't have had in front of the Freddie guy, but he did. So you know,
Well,
it
I
is.
mean, but Callie, if you've been asking your friend to get out for months and months and months,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
you see him on the
He
street
shouldn't have
talking to
did.
somebody else, you just gonna
Yeah.
pass by, or you gonna say, "Man, why you out here
No,
instead of
I'm not gonna
moving?
just pass by.
Why you not at home packing up your house?"
Nobody's gonna just pass by. No.
Like he shouldn't have been out there. He should have been getting the box with the U-Haul truck.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I'm not saying pass by. I'm saying, look, man, before I leave, come up here privately when you getting up out my house. That's all. Just have to say
And
in front
then
of Fred. These people don't care about that stuff.
they are truly free. Because he said, I'll come help you move. He said, well, I'll be out about 2-3 more weeks. He like, that was 2-3 weeks ago.
Yep. I don't,
That's just
just the taking advantage of a friendship situation. I mean, that is overkill. He has to know that that is a money making decision, negative for Mr. Fletcher, for you to sit up here and do that. He has just no respect. Martell, as we've seen season after season after season, he has people on his team or whatever around in his circle of influence that can do something for him. And he thinks, as a friend, I can stay here as long as I need to. If you say I got to be out in 2 weeks, all right, I'll be out in about 6. And he thinks, well, you don't want me and my kids to just be on the sidewalk.
oh.
Right. He used them kids, honey.
Yeah.
I
He didn't care about his kids being on the sidewalk, but we already know that.
I just wish he would get out that house. I thought that's why he wasn't on the show. I actually thought that he was out those 2 or whatever episodes they was filming, packing up that house and finding him somewhere to live.
He wouldn't
But
be
that
missing
wasn't the
the show
case.
for
He must
that.
have been in it. Was he still with Sheree at this time? Maybe not.
He's probably
But
still with a couple of them.
I don't know. And then, but Fred did praise him and said you went and got the building permit. Now, people who are listening, that is not the builder's license, okay? He just went to the codes department and pulled the permit for
Mhm.
the building, okay? Because people's like, oh, I'm so happy he finally got his business license, builder's license. No, he pulled the permit, but we proud of him for doing that. Um, and then was Chris being messy, or did I know Martell brought it up? Didn't he bring up Marceau or did Chris?
I don't
I
remember.
think Martell did because he was saying Marceau was being crazy at the round table. We call it a hot wash where I work. We have a hot wash after every event. Um, and then Chris goes to tell him that Marceau said that the Holtz didn't help them, basically. Now, should Chris have done that?
Yes.
Yes.
He should
What do
have.
you think about what Martell's reaction?
He had a fine reaction. I mean, I think it's kind of common knowledge at this point, based on what we've seen over all the seasons. They are in business because of the help they received from Melody and Martell. I don't even think that can be argued. And the way that Marsau attempts to dog people and be real shady, he shouldn't be surprised that Martell is attempting to come at him for trying to be disrespectful like that. So, yeah, I have no problem with what he said.
So he said that. Oh, and okay, I have a question because he said when I'm pushing back. I'm looking at my notes now. I need to quick start doing that. When he was talking to Fred before Chris came, Martell said that he was having a hard time doing things because of his credit score and his
Mm-hmm.
bankruptcy.
Yeah.
But why did he have a hard time, but Mel didn't have a hard time?
I think it's just a matter of look, you might have bad credit for the moment, but we know your history and we know why you're in this situation. We're going to give you another chance. You can say that same thing to Martell, but Martell's history might not give him that credit that people were freely going to give Melody. I don't know, of course, but that's the first thing I would think.
It just seemed like he really struggled. I'm happy he's not struggling anymore, but that's kind of hit me like, why after this did you have such a hard time? Or maybe he just really didn't Melody prepared for her leaving and he didn't think she would ever leave, so he never
Well,
planned.
I mean that's true, but whether he planned or not, he did take $17,000 out of her account without her knowledge and left her with what zip at the time. So he had one up on her, and she still moved forward with a mission in mind. And maybe she had help on the end we don't know about or whatever, but she has never given up. And maybe it has been a struggle, but they've shown it in different ways. Maybe she did struggle a little bit. Remember what Destiny said about her? What did Destiny say?
She had to rent a car for her.
Right, or
I
something
don't
crazy
think did
like
she not
that.
have a credit card?
Or
Because
something.
sometimes you have to use a credit card or something to rent.
Yeah, they might not take
And
the
so I'm
debit.
sure that Mel paid for her own, but
Yeah,
she
I'm
just
sure she
probably
did
used,
too. But
yeah, her
but
credit card.
think about it though. If you can't rent a car, so you too, she went through a little bit of struggle. If she had to get a card from a credit card from Destiny, she just showed it in different ways. She had people on her side that was able to help in different ways. That they handle things so differently. It's you know he should have been just as prepared as she was. And if you think about it, all those years he was doing bad, he should have been prepared longer than her.
I
Because
agree too.
because
I agree.
when she thought we're working it out, everything's okay, well, he knew he was still seeing somebody else.
And another thing, because Tori just made me think of this, was when they got divorced, Mel kind of focused on her businesses and her kids, where he focused on the next woman. Like he always, to me, it feels like he always has to have a woman. He cannot be alone. I mean, even on
Well,
the trip when they went to Houston, he's sneaking a woman in the house. Like he cannot be without a woman. And that's kind of scary to me. Like, why does he need this so bad? Is it to make him feel like a man?
well, I don't know. I mean, that's hard to explain because he clearly feels like a man if he thinks everybody's going to do all this stuff with him without him having to do anything. He think he is the man. I don't know. He's hard to explain sometimes.
His flesh caused him to lose it all. I agree. Let me see what else I got. Oh, what did you think about when I feel like he got activated? Because he said What is that? I hear a noise. Is somebody trying to? Hold on. I think. Oh, Joy's coming back. Oh, sorry. All right, there she is. Joy, did you hear anything we were saying? We were talking about why did we think Martell struggled so much after the bankruptcy and Mel didn't? Because when he was talking to Fred, he was like, "It took me a while to get started."
Oh,
Do you have any?
probably because this is just my opinion. When you get out of bankruptcy, if you're not really on top of doing things like we talked about, like getting a secured credit card, trying to rebuild bad credit, because a person that does that, any kind of money you got, like me, I would have taken whatever amount of money they get sold. If it was $5,000 or $10,000, and I would have got a secure card for that
Mm-hmm.
amount of money. And then I would have bought a car if they had one, or something. If something, maybe not a car, but maybe
Some
not a
type of
car,
something that
but
you could show that you're
something.
able to pay.
Exactly, because usually you can't do much. They
Yeah.
kind of mess you up, because his bankruptcy could even affect while he was having a hard time renting. You
I I
know,
I I said that I think it's because Melody maybe was able to plan because she knew she was leaving. And then once she left, she didn't really focus on nothing but her business and her kids. Where he was focusing on women. He still was messing with Coleslaw. He found Sheree. He had that other girl he was pretending with. Now he got a lady in Houston that's leaving out the room. Like, I feel like he needs to leave women alone for a minute
I mean, that
and
could,
get his
yeah,
business up.
that could, yeah. I mean, yeah, he wasn't focused. He wasn't
Mm-hmm.
focused on, I think we're saying the same thing, is that he
Yeah.
wasn't focused on building his credit. When you go on bankruptcy, you just can't wait those 2 years out. You should be doing little things in between there to kind of set yourself up, because the very second you come out of bankruptcy, if you did the right things, you could come out starting at 600. I mean, starting at 700. I know somebody personally that came out. They literally bought a house the day after their 2 years, their 24th month. As a matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, they had to move their closing back because it was within those days. So they had to
So they
move it,
waited.
and they had to move it to the day after it was 24 months to the day. And they
Mm-hmm.
came out with over 700, and they bought a brand new house from the ground. You can,
Hopefully,
and
I
one,
think he's doing better. I think he is. I think
Is
he's
that a
finally
seven
getting
year,
it.
a 7 year holdback or a 2 year or what? I never found
2 year.
it's 24 months. It's 24 months to the
24
date.
months. Okay.
That's, yeah, 24 months to the day. And that's why Martell is a guy, and he talks about it. That's why I kind of hear him when he does. Martell is a guy that works better with a woman that got her stuff together, because
We gotta
he
find him.
is a bronze guy. He may even be an ideal guy, because ain't no way you're going to convince Melanie's idea to cut lawns. That's what he was doing. He's a bronze
Yeah.
guy. But he doesn't know how to handle the business side. And
So they
that's what
balanced
he's
each other out.
lacking.
Like
And
she knew how to do the
right.
business. He
She
knew how to
knew
do, yeah.
she knew
Sheree was
business.
not
She
it,
was the
Martell.
brain.
Sheree was not it.
No, she
Hmm.
was, yeah, she
She
definitely
wasn't it.
wasn't. He needs. I told y'all that he needs. I hate to say another Melanie, but a woman with her stuff together that
He
don't act
does.
like a hood rat. You know,
Poor
he
thing.
he he wants a common, and it's a bunch of them in Atlanta. Look,
Yeah, he can
please,
find
please.
one. I don't know, but do you think
Yeah,
that
he
women will
has
trust him after what he's done? Do you think it's hard for him to get?
I think it's easy. I mean, it might be hard for him to get quality.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, quality. Yeah, but it won't be hard for
I
him to
don't
get a
think
woman,
so.
except if they
Quantity
want
is
to be on
easy.
TV with
Quality is
him.
hard.
I actually don't think so. I think that if there is a woman, first of all, she would just have to find them attractive. You act like quality women always pick good guys.
They do
They don't.
not. I have done it before.
No, I mean, if they find him attractive and that feeling is mutual,
You
ain't no
you want
telling what gonna
a beeper boy, honey, a hood
No,
boy. He
I'm
got to
not
be able
saying
to go to
I'm
jail at
not
least
saying
one time.
quality
Ain't that what I'm
women get.
saying?
I'm not saying quality women don't want people like Martell, but I forgot what I was going to say. But no, I think he will have a hard time getting quality women. They might, well, maybe they just don't want a bad man that's going to bring home another baby after they say I do. So there's lots of reasons. Some might want it and some might don't. I wouldn't.
Well, if he find one
I'd
that
be
thinks that
very
she can change him, because some women feel like, oh, I'm
I'm
gonna be the
just
one. I'm gonna be the one to change him. Okay,
our
so
ego. Yeah.
if he find one
Yeah.
of them, Joy wasn't married. She might date him. So,
I would not.
oh, okay.
I do understand his Alabama mindset though. Um,
Oh
I
God,
I
not the
I,
Alabama
I
mindset.
do. I do understand Alabama mindset. Um, he's not my type. He too short. And that's
He is
real.
too short. Yeah, for me
He's too
too. He
short.
clothes too
How
tight.
tall is he?
Oh God, that irritates my whole
His
soul.
clothes too tight. I
I
like
do
6
not
and
like the
above, 6 feet and
The
above.
Pee
So,
Wee Herman look, girl. I can't do it. I can't do it.
what
But
comment would you say was offensive? Which one? Joy said a lot of offensive things, but it didn't offend me this time.
what did I say?
What she say, Callie?
Probably his Alabama mindset.
Oh,
I
well,
Well,
used to live
that
in a
that was it. That didn't
yeah,
offend me at all
yeah.
because I know what you
Okay,
mean, the
let me say
Southern
this.
mindset,
I
basically.
lived in Alabama,
Yeah.
not just in college. I actually lived in Birmingham, Alabama for years. I went to high school. I went to middle school and high school in Alabama and then came back for college. I love Alabama. When I say Alabama mindset, I think that there is a type of man. When I hear Martell, y'all have heard me say this if y'all fans of the show, that he reminds me of my little brother. My little brother talks just like Martell. Some days I just look at him, I have just looked at him and shook my head. Like
Mm-hmm.
he comes from a mindset of a 1950s America sometimes. I mean, and I understand that mindset. That don't mean I agree with it or that I like it. I just get where they're coming from. They have an idea of something, and men get stuck there.
Well, people in Alabama, we don't think y'all all like Martell, but I understand what you mean, Joy.
Yeah, I'm not every book I've ever written, the boy comes from Alabama for a specific reason. Because I do like an Alabama mindset. It's slow in not a negative way, like academically slow. They're
especially
slow.
up out of
She said, "Wait, Angela, are you from Alabama? You done made her anxiety activate."
right, Angela. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He is, but there are men that think like him. I got a little brother who talk just like him.
Okay, I
Some
have
days
one more thing, y'all.
I
I
laugh
think,
at him. I think he's funny.
y'all, guess what we didn't do? And we already over hours, so we can't do it. We've got to talk about the trailers. So maybe we'll do it another day if y'all want to. Of
Trailer.
Potomac,
The
Married
trailers
to
of what?
Medicine, and Beverly Hills. So if we do another day, we'll let y'all know.
Was there anything
Um,
that stuck out? I don't remember anything in them anyway.
I see other I just see other people doing. I feel like we'll get a bigger audience if we do little stuff like that. But that's up to y'all. Um, let's see. So what do you think when Martell said that they would be nothing without him and Melody, and he was in the movie theater with them big old suits.
Okay. Big suits, okay?
He must have used to wear Steve Harvey suits. When he said, because that's actually not the first time he said that. That's not
Really? I
the
don't
first time
remember
he
him
said
going off
that.
that much on them. He
It's
was
possible
activated.
that he tweeted that before
Oh,
because I
okay.
heard that before. I heard that exact phrase before. And I remember thinking he must have used to wear Steve Harvey suits. Yeah. But I mean, I don't like anybody saying that they made you, but he's correct. If in the way that we talk about Nene making Sheree or
Hmm.
the housewives and putting them on the map and introducing them
Right.
to producers, he's right. He's not. the scope, the very business that they had, I always wondered why would he open Scope and have Holt, because they already had, it was to validate them, to get them in business. It was always a plan to buy them out. That was all. That's what they said the plan was. They started to put them on. You kind of wonder when dates would really be interesting. When Carlos King said, "Go find us couples," did they manufacture them? Like he went and found, okay, cool, we cool with them. Let's make them business owners. Do you want to do this? And they qualified themselves. They got the businesses. Nobody's saying that you didn't, once you got there, you ain't do your part. Obviously they have, but it's the same reason why I have issues with why Sheree can't say, I mean, Kim, with all of her arrogance, says that I never would have met my husband, had all them kids, and lived the life that she did because of Nene. That don't mean Nene made her. Just like it don't mean that the Holtz made them. But yes,
and I also feel like that Martell wouldn't have said this. He wouldn't have said it if Marsau didn't say what he said. So it's not like he just going around like, you know, I'm the branch, you the tree, honey, Miss Mariah Hook, which she didn't go around doing that either. But it's like, how dare you say that I have not helped you and put me and what I've done down when I'm the reason you what you are now. Like, it's not like he was just going out bragging that he helped them, but Marsau caused him to say what he said.
And Marsau, this is go ahead. I'm sorry.
I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, that's the superiority that Marsau thinks he has. See, we started a business before the show, and ours is still thriving and successful. Or if you discount that lawsuit, that $5 million lawsuit, but we thrive successful.
Which he shouldn't.
All of y'all out of business. We done built a business, the Black and whatever. We're on the up trajectory. Like, that's arrogance too.
But I heard that he didn't even own all of Black. Like, he has a lot of partners that. Now I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard.
I have no idea.
So, anyway, what else I got in here? I just don't understand why Marsau feels like he is so. Oh, I already said that. I think that's all I had.
Also, I wanted to say there isn't anything wrong with deciding to put something in your husband or wife's names for benefit either, because that's probably why the business is in Kimmy's name as well. They probably do have a lot of women's contracts.
But I bet Kimmi knows what's going on. That's the difference.
Big difference.
Now, she wasn't when she was working as a nurse.
Yeah, but I don't think they was as big either. And he wanted her to, though. Like, Maurice kind of was like, I want you to do this. Yeah. Remember, he was like, I need you to do this. She's like, why you tell me what I need to do? I don't want to quit.
I remember that.
Yeah, but Marsau is he kicked her out of her office.
I wonder, was she doing anything with it?
Probably not. She probably didn't even go there.
Yes,
I have a question. Do y'all think her clothes are extremely tight, or is it just me?
It is, and I don't understand why it's not about.
Somebody told her she was looking sexy, and she thinks that needs to be 24/7, and that'll make her stand out from the other girls.
All of them seem like they be overdressed for everything that they do.
Not Kimmi. She's normal.
But Kimmi be regular, like they be wearing heels. And girl, you going to a meeting like that in the afternoon? I'm wearing some jeans and a t-shirt and some sneakers.
You know me too. Never wear jeans and t-shirts to a meeting, a business meeting. So that's extra. That's under. Well, a meeting is a meeting to me.
I mean, I have on a maxi dress and some cute sandals or something.
And tennis shoes, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't have on.
Back from your friends.
Yeah, cause we gonna take pictures. Y'all gonna take pictures.
gotta be a reason too.
Do y'all not
No.
take pictures, Joy? Joy
Yeah,
said my
some
top gonna be looking good because I ain't gonna stand up in the picture.
y'all
Y'all funny.
hilarious.
Oh. Okay, so does anybody want to come in? I don't even know how to invite people. I'm on my phone. Hold on. I don't know how to do it.
I don't think anybody wants to.
I don't know how to do it, so I can't even invite nobody. I have no idea. Am I still on here?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea. So if anybody wants to, oh, I see it. I learned, and then we're gonna get off. So if nobody don't come in, I don't even know how to comment. Shit, y'all.
You struggling
Okay, I
again?
see it. It's hilarious. Did he come through? Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to join, we'll be on for about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna get off of here. Um, I don't see nobody. So next week, what's happening next week?
But for the record, I love Alabama. I
I know,
really
Joy, you
do.
just done.
I love them. And look, I actually like the men of Alabama. I like a country boy in mindset.
I love a country boy.
I love the mindset of a country. It's different. Every book I've ever written, he comes from that state. I be
Oh,
making up towns and stuff and everything. Okay, here's
hey,
Latoya.
hello,
Hello, hi.
hello. What's going on? What you got to say?
Man, I just wanted to get on
Oh
here
my
just
gosh,
to
can't
tell
hear.
y'all and tell y'all that I think this was a very awesome show and it was very funny and everything. And I just wanna give Martell praises. Um I love the way Martell comes to the defense when it's about his kids and about business when it comes towards Mel. And one thing I'm gonna tell you about Martell, and I know Callie gonna hate this, but Martell do be telling the truth, especially when he mad and pissed. He be telling the truth, just like he said that Mel cheated. Like, yes, she did. By law, she did because they were still married. But morally, you know what I'm saying, we don't consider that cheating. But I just love the fact how he just comes to her rescue and really defends her and basically put out facts when they coming against the kids and coming against the business. And I feel like this episode was a prime example of showing that how a person is ungrateful, unappreciative, and forget where they come from. And now that's me talking about Marsau, because I think it's messed up how he tried to take credit away from people with their business and their accomplishments and the things they do. Period. And at the end of the day, he could say whatever he feel with Stormy, and Stormy can say whatever she feel. But at the end of the day, Stormy is more successful than him and a bigger boss than him. And I don't think he likes that as well. I do believe Martu has a problem with women. Period. And I do believe Mel turns him on when she checks him and everything else. And that's why Tisha doesn't like Mel also. Because she know that her husband gets a what? Boner for Mel. That's it.
I agree with everything you said for the first time. I'm gonna say that, but I do agree with you. Anything else that stood out before we get here?
No, I'm just praying for
Can y'all hear me?
Tiffany. Tiffany
Mm-hmm.
definitely showing the classic signs of PTSD. She's also immature as well because I thought she just kept on trying to, pick a big old argument with her husband for no reason. Um, but now that I hear that he's volunteering, not getting paid, I kind of changed my mind with no reason. She got a reason for his ass to be home and help with the baby because you ain't making no cash. So I mean, yeah, she got a reason to be complaining now that I know he's volunteering and not getting paid.
I agree.
So that's the only
To get
thing that
off.
I got to say. Nothing too special stood out. I was just very disappointed and upset that the way Marsau carried himself and carried on at that meeting, and how he was on a rampage for the last two episodes, trying to down people when he know good and well somebody took his life from the movie theater to a real estate mogul. So stop acting. That's it. Bye.
Um, I don't know what happened to Montanique. I was wondering that what we should have mentioned was some of their looks for the reunion.
Which reunion?
The reunion looks that they had
Who?
because
I'm sorry.
Melanie,
Oh, you mean those people? The Huntsville. We've seen so many
yeah, Love
reunion
and
looks
Marriage
this week.
Huntsville had their
Yeah.
reunion
I don't
last
know.
weekend, and
Um.
slowly but surely
Hello.
we've been getting.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were just mentioning that Love and Marriage had their reunion.
There we go.
They had their
I
reunion
don't know.
last
I'm
weekend.
sorry, y'all. I just disappeared. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear?
We
Okay.
was
Go
saying
ahead.
that Huntsville had the reunion last weekend, and although we haven't gotten a picture of the cast or anything, we've been getting bits and pieces of everybody's look.
Yeah.
I don't know if you all saw them because Melanie's dress looked like she was going to the Beyonce concert. I thought that
Yeah.
was her Beyonce look. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, okay, she really did it up for me, didn't she?" And then they was like, "That's what she wore to the reunion." I said, "Okay."
She
She
looked
had on
cute
silver
though. I thought she looked
lashes.
cute.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
for a concert for Beyonce. I don't know what it's gonna look like.
Her outfit last season being silver, it looked more for a concert for Beyonce. Actually, the one this time was more. God, I mean, I don't want to say a robe. It was more covered up. It might be better on stage than the one last year. I don't know. Either way,
Yeah,
though, I
I
thought
don't
she
know
looked
how
really
it's gonna
cute.
look on stage because they
Yeah,
always look different. Not because that's a that photo right there. It was I think she did a photo shoot or something.
yeah, that was cute. The I haven't. Let me see. I haven't seen Kimmy's yet. We saw Letitia. She got hers from down there at City Trends. We saw a little bit of Nails gold dress, the strapless or whatever sequence,
Oh, her
but
dress
not.
was pretty.
Yeah, not a standstill pose, really kind of twirl. She was twirling or something. And
Yeah, it looked
then
really pretty.
yeah, so we saw Stormy's mom. She looks
Yes.
okay. And
I didn't
then
like Tisha's dress.
yeah, Tisha's dress was City Trends. I mean, it just was not it. Yeah, I didn't like it either.
Yeah, her dress, I mean, it was um it wasn't complimentary. Let's just leave it at that.
Are y'all
Hmm.
talking about
Hmm.
Tish?
Yeah, her
Yeah,
dress
it
Yeah,
was not.
yeah, it just wasn't complimentary.
She
yeah,
just wear too little clothes. They too tight. Did y'all see Kiki's little side one with her
Yeah, I
bob?
see hers.
Okay.
She looked clean.
Joy, that is such
She
shade.
did
Just
look clean.
shade.
I didn't like the bob. It looked like Set It Off. What was her name on Set It Off?
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett.
Jada's
See,
character. Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't
Looked
went
like that.
from Home
But
Depot to Set It Off. I mean, something's just not right. This is wrong.
I did not like it.
Mm-mm,
And then what do you
mm-mm.
think about the Fletchers? Did you think and
I actually haven't seen anybody's. I haven't seen Martell.
mm-mm.
He's the only one. I don't even know. Because I haven't seen Kimmy's dress, but we knew Kimmi was in LA because she ran into Viola Davis.
Yeah.
And so we know she was in LA. We don't know if Martell was there. The
We
Fletchers,
don't know.
everybody, Kiki, everybody,
We saw
Stormy,
Fletcher's
because
red
We
suit.
hadn't seen
she was
Stormy's dress, right?
I haven't
Yeah,
seen her
no.
dress, but I know she was
Yeah,
there
we know she's there.
because of the TikTok event that she had.
And her mama was there. We saw her
And
mama
her
dress.
mother. We saw her mother. Yeah. We've seen everybody all actually technically we haven't seen any of the men per se.
Except
So
the Fletcher guy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you
right.
see
And
him?
Yep.
have y'all been watching them on TikTok? They be getting in Lamborghinis and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nell, you think she got a BBL?
Yeah. It's a good
She
one
look
though.
it's
Who?
good. She look good.
Nell, her
Nell.
booty is looking right. She did the Ozempic, we think, and
Mhm.
got a butt lift, and I ain't mad about it. Okay, so my thing keeps going in and out, so I'm leaving in a minute. We done?
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. We will see y'all
Oh,
one
wait a
day.
minute,
I don't know
before
if we're
you
gonna
hang
do
up,
the
before you hang up,
trailers or not, but we'll let y'all know.
can you hear me? No one can hear me. Why have I been on this call
You
today?
sound very low. I don't know why, but go ahead.
Um, the video is now up to 106.6 thousand views. That trips me
Wow.
out.
Oh, let me
People
put
are
that up since Callie's
definitely
talking about it.
team.
Hold on. Let me find it.
You talking about the TikTok?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
about to put
people
up
are.
our QR
It
code. Do we
sounds
have a
like
new one or is it the same one, Callie? Should I put
it's
this
the
one
same
up?
one. The same one
Okay.
from TikTok. Yeah.
So here is our QR code to our LinkedIn, which takes you to everything Chatter Up. It's one easy link. You click on it, and you can find our podcast, which I need to load some stuff on. You can find our Instagram, TikTok, X, or Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. Facebook.
People are saying that well, majority of people are on G's side, but a lot of people are also commenting that they don't feel bad for G because G cheated on his last wife to be with Mia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I still
Mm.
feel bad for him though, because he
Well, if
said
he
do what
can't
you
get
want
it
to do,
up,
just
and
don't
she left
lie.
because of that, would you
Well,
leave your
no,
husband if he couldn't get it up?
not if
That's
not if he's
actually a really good question. That's a
not if
good
he's giving
question.
me permission to go outside and do whatever I need to do. No.
Right.
Oh
and
yeah.
and all he
Yeah.
said was don't lie about it, so maybe her lies come because it's not just about her going out to get her pleasure. Maybe she really has found somebody that she thinks is her soulmate. I just want to know, did she also tell G he was the soulmate? I'm just curious.
Probably. And maybe
Or
this
the
dude want to
fire
be on the
flame,
show.
or
Like, what if he's like, you got to leave him. I want to be a part of your life.
yeah,
And I'm
well,
not
that could
staying
be
if
so
I'm your
true.
side piece.
And that could also be scary because if you think the way that Mia really did G, even though G agreed with a lot of it, why would another rich man go to her for a real relationship, knowing that she might be with him for the same reason? Or is it that maybe they're too old and they don't really care?
I mean, they say Erica Jane got her another one. I mean, they find them.
Yeah, I know they still do.
I ain't
Oh
mad
well.
about it. Let me find one.
I'm not either, but I do wonder, how do women just go? How do you do that?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
how do you go? How do you go up into the strip club and serve some pork chops or steaks, and then
The
say this
lobster.
and the lobster, and then look at that guy and be like, yeah, let's. I don't understand that. I don't know how women do that. But okay, I just really don't. I ain't mad at them. I mean, because look, Mia's lived a pretty good life, but couldn't she have done it on her own? I wonder, because she doesn't seem like a stupid person. I just never understand when a woman that seems to be intelligent, seems to be able to do a few things, being with a man just for money.
And she got them
Say
little
to him,
kids. Man, she
what do you
got young
say to
kids,
him? What do
right?
you do? I don't know. Maybe we need to invite a high paid escort or something on the call. I just need the details.
Yeah.
How do
We
you do that?
we should pose the question on our social media. Would you leave your husband or mate if they couldn't function
For an
sexually?
upgrade. No, I don't know if it's the sex. Would you leave
I
him for the
do. I
financial
yeah, it
upgrade?
that's a tough one. I think it depends on age. Like, wouldn't that make a difference? I think you would feel maybe different about it if you're 50
Right.
versus in your 30s.
Yeah.
Because Mia
And
say
Mia's in
she's
her
30,
30s.
but she really like 45. But still 45, you want it.
I don't know how old she is, but she a hard 30
I
anything.
don't think I don't think sex is the
But
issue. I don't think it's the issue at all.
So what do you think? Is the money?
Yes, I think it's the money. It's the financial uprising or downfall, because her and Gordman went through some down times, and Gordman's still going through it.
Because she could have had sex with anybody. He didn't care. So you probably are
Yeah.
right. He
It's
didn't.
money,
I
but
don't know.
okay.
Could you be a person with someone and just be like, you can have sex with people, just don't bring it home?
Well, a man his age, isn't he in his 70s?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a man saying that. I mean, because they can only do so much. I mean, I wouldn't want to share my wife if I was a man, but I can see it. He knows the type of person that Mia is,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing
it's
wrong with it.
kind of
I like
jacked up
Mia. It
if
just
he's letting
sounds
you
weird.
want to do.
But don't they
And
have Viagra?
the only
Yeah,
thing that
but
but it's more than that if you have prostate cancer.
Oh, okay.
oh,
It's not a
oh,
pill, just can't do it. It might take years though, because I know somebody who had it and he got cleared, and it took some years. It could have been 4 years,
Mm,
but one day it just happened
it
because
just came back.
we
Okay.
had, 'cause she had me cracking up
She was shocked.
because she
mm,
called me when it happened.
She was happy.
I
mm,
don't know
mm.
what she was.
I wouldn't have been happy. I would have been like, damn, again.
But I ain't never laughed so hard in my life when she called me and told. She was like, "You've been dead for 5 years, and now you done popped up here." And it was somebody in their 40s. Their late.
Oh, I couldn't imagine.
No, she was in her late 40s.
Oh, okay.
He was probably he was almost 60
Okay.
because he's much older than her.
How do you find these old men with money?
That's my
But he
point. I'm
didn't
like,
look
how y'all
young.
do
He didn't
that?
look old. He was
I
kind of
mean,
really different because technically he was only
here
one
we
year younger
go.
than my father.
He was
Kelly,
what?
research how to find old men with money.
I don't want to go in. Yeah, he was literally only 1 year. He's older than her father, or the man who raised her as his
Shut
father.
up.
He was only 1 year young,
If
but
anybody knows how to become a sugar
he looked
baby, can
really
you
young.
send us an
He looked
email,
really
chat her up 411? What is it?
You silly. You silly.
Chat.her.up
I,
411
d-
at
I don't
gmail.com.
even know.
He still don't look old today. Like if you saw them side by side, you would think they were only a couple of years apart. He has always looked young because when I met him in my 20s, in my very early 20s, and I thought he was like 30, and he was already in his 40s.
Mm.
He
So,
was just,
y'all, since we're
and
sitting
he
here,
wasn't
do y'all
good
want to
looking.
incorporate that where people send us like questions or topics they want to talk about and we address to get
Yeah,
We
more?
tried that before.
yeah.
Did we?
Yes,
We have
we
to
did.
do it on we have to grow
It was
the,
Latoria's
it was
idea.
in a group. Yeah, we have to do that in a group, not on here. Those are the questions because that's how you can incorporate it. You pose
Yeah, we
questions
need to.
and then pull it here. Yeah.
And then because I know I listened to this one podcast and they didn't have any followers and they posted everything they did on TikTok and that's
Yeah.
how they grew. So maybe we need to start putting our
Yeah.
stuff on
Whoever,
TikTok too.
oh, and Callie, I forgot to tell you, you have to put hashtag FYP on all your TikToks. That's what gets that's
What
that
is
for
it?
you page. It's
For
either
young, for
hashtag
what
for you,
page?
and then hashtag FYP, which is
All
for
right.
you
We're gonna
page.
get over here while we
Make
strategize
sure you
how we
put
gonna
that on
grow.
all the TikToks because that's the one that most when you open it up, that's where it automatically goes to your for you page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So y'all, we gonna get off here, but we finna strategize on how we gonna grow. Thank y'all for joining us.
All right, peace out.
Oh, okay.
Peace.